Welcome fucking back, Playgirls.
Open your playbooks and pop a few cherries.
Because we're turning to a new page of
the Playgirl Playbook.
Ow! Ow! Woo! Arriba! Cherry bomb? Oh, I'm going to spill this on my shirt. Okay.
I made it really full this time.
I'm not even tapping on the titties. I'm just... All right, welcome back to episode 4. Holy fuck.
Oh God, how are we already in the 4th episode?
Wait, that's kind of cute.
No, I love it.
So I was driving over here today and setting up filming, you know, woo-woo. And as I was driving, I shit you not, I listened to the same song the entire drive here.
What was it?
Stumbling In. You know, I love that song right now. Stumbling In.
Oh, that's a good one.
Dude, I realized that might be my most psychotic behavior. Like, that's my psycho killer behavior.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
I will listen to the same song on repeat 20, 30 times.
Until you get sick of it, but then you never kind of do.
And then I never
No.
do. And then I realized that I was like, oh my God, I did that with movies. Because like growing up, I literally memorized all the words to like, weirdly enough, the Garfield movie.
I've never seen it.
What? I could do it.
Okay, you've never seen a
verbatim.
SpongeBob movie, so I don't want to fucking hear it.
Okay, we will sit down sometime soon, and I promise you we will watch it.
I know every word in the SpongeBob movie. I can recite it front to back.
I really do love that for you.
No, it's so good.
You're like, no, as an adult, still slaps.
No, it's still
you're like, I
so
still
good.
fucking fuck with it. No, Garfield movie, Aquamarine, Burlesque, which you haven't fucking seen.
Okay, but we watched it together the other night.
I watched this when I was really way too young. Let me be very fucking for real right now. Like, I grew up being like, I want to be like them, and I was a burlesque dancer.
Questionable? A little.
Like, if you were obsessed with Kesha, warning sign.
Me. I was obsessed.
Us.
7th grade. Ooh, she was my girl. I was like, yes, I too wake up and brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. That's me. Like, who doesn't do that?
Wait, you're telling me that's not normal?
I guess not.
No, like I fill my toothpaste with Jack Daniels.
With Jack Daniels, yeah.
And then I put on like heavy eyeliner every single day.
I did do that. In high school, I literally showed up with a smoky eye at like 7 in the morning.
Oh, fully.
Like,
can you actually, like, high key though, like our middle school selves, we showed up with makeup.
Makeup, hair. I curled my hair with my fucking curling wand every morning at like 6 a.m. I showed up looking fucking like I was ready to go to prom every day.
No, I did too. So that's just a few random fucking thoughts. But cherry check-in time. So,
oh God, we had a lot to talk about. Catherine
and I have not been okay.
I've been so down bad. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Like, we're not good.
We need to calm it down. We need to stay inside.
Yes.
We need to not ever leave the house again.
We need to touch some grass.
We need to touch some grass. We need to start being more wholesome.
We need to lay in a park.
We need to lay in a park. We need to like reconnect with nature.
Maybe we go camping.
We need to do something because
go to church.
Okay, well, I did go to church.
Hungover as fuck.
I went to church hungover as fuck. Like, what, last weekend before?
Yeah, we were up until like 6 in the morning, and then she jokingly was like, no, I'm gonna go to church. And I was like, I didn't even know you had church clothes.
I didn't. Well, I don't have church clothes, but I found some. I made it work.
So one of the things about Catherine and I that I simply have to share, whenever someone says, no, let's just go for one drink.
Just one drink. That's it. I promise.
Just one drink.
And we'll go home.
Swear. It is the biggest fucking lie to ever exist.
Actually, I know. I feel like it's whenever we say one drink, I feel like that's a sign in my head that I know it won't be.
Like, we take it ironically. So we finished up recording the last few episodes. We've been recording for like hours at this point.
And like 6 hours.
Like, we were fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
I was like, Catherine, I don't have an ounce of energy left in me. There's nothing. The tank is empty. And she was like, Annabelle, we did all this hair. We did all this makeup. Let's just go for one drink.
Just one.
And I was like, no, I'm so fucking for real right now. One drink. And she was like, no.
Like one drink.
No, like one drink.
Like, we'll be home before midnight, 12:30.
So it was a cherry pop moment. So my cherry check-in is a cherry pop moment because this is the hardest we've ever gone.
In like a while.
After
since
saying
Vegas.
This was the hardest lie on top of a one drink. So we then go downtown and we go to a bar. We run into these two friends of ours.
And as soon as we see these people too, we're like, oh fuck. We're going to be out all night.
Like, we know what's happening. They start buying us 1942 shots. And you can't say no to a 1942 shot.
No.
It's not in us.
No.
Someone could come with a platter right now and be like, do you want a 1942 shot? And I'd be like, the whole thing.
Yes, I will take all 10 of them.
I will take all of them right now. And so 1942 starts flowing. And then this is when it was game over for me. And I knew I was like, all right, we're about to be out all night. One of our friends brings out a pack of cigs. And I was like, that's Annabelle's game over.
So Annabelle's gone.
Everyone has a serious, like, that's my game over moment, minus 6. When I was walking through the total side note, but when I was walking through the apartment complex to get to your place today, somebody was smoking because I smelt it.
It's different because whenever I smell it inside a building, I'm like, ew, disgusting, feral. Like, whoever's doing that, knock it the fuck off.
Do you know what I do?
What?
Can I have one? Wait. What's your game over?
Oh, my game over? Feel like it's whenever it's getting late and I say, so where to next? That's my game over. That's when you know I don't want to go home.
And you get a distinct fucking look in your eyes.
I do.
Like, you'll start looking at me and you'll just be like, and you start looking so cutesy and like, you're like, but like, Annabelle.
Yes. Like, why would we go home? Like, just for a little bit. Let's just go for a little.
And that's what always drags my ass out. Getting back to the story, that is a long-winded thing to say. We're out, we're having cigs, we're having a good fucking time. And then, literally, both of our kryptonites were mentioned. So it hits 3 a.m. and they were like, so afters?
And I'm like, yes.
So we get an Uber, and then the guys, as we're in the car, are like, well, there actually weren't any afters, so we're actually gonna go to the strip club.
And I said, great.
I said, oh, strip club. Trent, meanwhile, I had texted him asking him to come out, my boyfriend, and I was like, oh, he's going to come out, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't pick up the phone. So I'm literally on the way to the strip club, and I'm like, wow, my boyfriend at some point is going to wake up and be like, you're where? And it was so fucking funny because, like, I hadn't been to the strip club before. It was my first time. You'd been, like, once or twice before.
I've been in a couple of times.
Just a classy, like, few little times.
Yes.
Honestly, it was a fucking blast. Like, we were literally hyping the strippers up. We were having so much fun. Like,
yes.
And at some point, it was so funny because I look over and I see Catherine. And one thing about you, you're always going to find food.
I'm always hungry, especially if I'm drinking. I'm always hungry.
And then at the strip club, I just look over. Catherine has a whole cup of goldfish. And I was literally like, where the fuck did goldfish come from in a strip club? But also, can I have some?
No, literally. So I asked the waitress at this strip club, I was like, so last time I was here, I saw somebody with a cup of goldfish. Any chance you have some of that still?
Any chance you got the good?
Any chance you have
good
some of
goldfish?
the good? And she was like, you know what? I think I do. And she comes back. She's like, no, we don't have any. And I said, I don't believe you.
Wait, what?
Yes. She
Really?
literally came back. She said, no, we don't have any goldfish. I said, I don't believe you.
Okay.
And so I went and grabbed the manager and I said, hey, where's your goldfish?
You grabbed the manager
The strip club.
the strip club.
Yes.
For goldfish.
Yes.
Iconic. I'm sorry. I didn't even know that.
Yes.
Iconic. No, I'm obsessed with that.
So I grabbed the manager at the strip club and I said, hey, I know there's goldfish somewhere in this fucking club. I need it now. And he's like, all right, I'll see if I can find some for you. And so I go sit back down in our section and I'm like sitting there and I'm waiting. And then all of a sudden he comes back with an entire glass filled of goldfish. And I said, thanks, sir.
Wow, so our table really did get that service, baby.
We did.
Wow.
Yes.
No, one time, my favorite story of Catherine ever finding food was we were in Miami and we're at this multi-million-dollar mansion. It is like class C.
So I'm looking around this whole house and I'm like, there's food in here somewhere.
She's like, also, funny enough, Catherine can't smell shit.
No. Whenever I'm drinking, I cannot smell. I can't hear. I can't
But
taste.
yet your food senses are so attuned. Like, you will find food.
Oh, I'll find it.
But I'm like, with what senses? You can't see and you can't smell when you're drunk. So I'm like, you hear the cheese, like you hear the food. Like, I'm like, what sense? What are you using?
So I go into the fridge and it's fully stocked. I'm like, thank God. And so I find a bunch of Sargento cheese sticks. And so I just take all of them and I just walk out to the pool. And then I see Annabelle and I'm like, Annabelle, I found cheese.
And I was like, am I hearing my name right now? I'm like looking and it's dark and like she's like backlit. And so I'm like, who is standing there? And it's literally her bikini body, literally limp because she was so tired, holding like a corsage of cheese, like a fucking bouquet of cheese. And you're holding it and your limp body, you go, Annabelle, I found cheese. And I was like, and that's my best friend, ladies and gentlemen. That's my bitch.
Literally everybody in this fucking house was like, who is this girl?
Who
like,
invited
where did
this
she
gremlin?
come from?
So funny. Anyway, so we're having goldfish at the strip club. We're enjoying it. The time hits 4 a.m., which is my get the fuck home time. And this is the thing, is like Playgirl 101, you have to have, before you go out, you have to have a time that's like my get the fuck home time. It's like, either you go home or you're going to jail. You're checking yourself in or you're going home.
Yeah. I don't have a get the fuck home time. I think that's my problem.
You need one. But I also think in most friendships, there's the person that goes home. Like, there's the responsible friend.
There's like the mom of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have
that. Doesn't exist.
No.
We need a mother.
Catherine, my mom's name is Catherine. I'm like, Catherine, where are you?
Clearly.
So it hits 4 and I'm like, Catherine, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And you were like, no. And I was like,
stay like 10 more minutes.
she goes, let's stay for a little bit. And I was like, you've used that excuse on me like 7 times tonight. We're done.
Yeah.
You're cut off. So then our friend sweetly orders our Uber for us.
He's so nice.
The text to the Uber driver, it was like, what did he say?
He literally said, my brother. These are the baddest bitches you're gonna see in your entire life. Please make sure they make it home safe. Iconic.
Also, we were drunk when we saw it and we were like, why are we crying?
No, I was like, that's so sweet. I was like, thank you so much.
They're good people.
They're very good
people. And that was a good cherry poppin' night for me, simply because I'm like, that one drink was not one drink.
It was not one drink.
That's like the
never will
hardest
be.
we've taken it. Anyway, what's up with you? What's some new cherry check-in for you?
So you guys heard about Vegas. And we left you with a little
Tidbit,
a little hanger at the end of a guy I met on the airplane on the way home from Vegas. So let me run it back and tell you how we did meet. So we were spending 4 days in Vegas. Also, way too long to spend time there. Like,
never do that.
2 days max, go home. We woke up that morning. Also, why does hotel checkout 11 a.m.?
Why?
Why?
What the fuck
What
is
the
up with
fuck
that?
is that? Why can't it be like 3? Like 12 even?
They want to hurt us.
And so we have a good 8 hours until our flight boards. And I'm looking at you and I'm like, there's no way.
Like, we have to kill 8 hours. Hungover as fuck.
In Vegas with no
Nowhere
hotel
to sit.
room, nowhere to sit.
We were like, let's kill time. Let's go to In-N-Out. We get a table, thank God, because no one else got a table.
No one else got a
like,
table.
everyone else is like standing around. It's like standing room only. It's literally like the most packed bar we'd been to. And I was like, what the fuck? It's an In-N-Out. This shit is terrible.
Well, we were also on the strip.
And then we're sitting there delusional. Like, Catherine and I just, we were... Like,
I don't know what was wrong with us.
Like, we'd been camping. We'd been camping this spot for like 2 hours.
Because we were debriefing the entire Vegas weekend.
Yes.
And so we were just crying of laughter. Like, what the fuck just happened? And also the people that were sitting next to us were really concerned about us. They're like, these girls are not okay. No. And so I was like, we got to get the fuck out of here. So I was like, Annabelle, I'm tired of smelling like beef. We need to go. So then I go to stand up. We're literally at this thing. You're crying. I can't. It's like you're bringing me back.
So we fully have our bags, by the way. So I go to stand up and I sit back down and I go, Catherine, I can't stand up. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, I can't stand. I was like, I literally try again and I fall back down. And I was like, And she looks to me. She goes, your feet said,
And we looked so bad too, like no makeup.
No, we have no makeup.
Like hats, like
swollen. We're so
as
swollen. Like
fuck.
I have one eye that's distinctly like a good 2 inches more shut than the other. Like I look like this.
Oh my God. I'm not okay.
So now our inside joke is the text emoji where the finger is like I'm sure people watching are just like, it's really not
it's really not that funny.
funny.
But to us, it's so
No, like
was.
it's like you had to be there. So then we finally stand up. Oh God.
Is my makeup okay?
Sorry, we're back from an intermission.
Yours.
I'm now drinking wine instead of tequila because I don't want to die and we're going out after this. So
Even though you fully said, I'm not going out tonight. And I said,
okay,
"Annabelle, we
well,
are."
I got in the mood because we were chatting and laughing
And drinking.
and drinking, and now I'm in the fucking mood.
Okay, well, now we're here.
and now we're here.
Back
So-
into the story.
So after this, we go to the airport.
We go to the airport.
And my boyfriend was the one that was like, Annabelle, y'all do not need to be there for hours. Like, just ask for an earlier flight.
Yeah.
And so we finally get up to the desk, and I was like, hey, like, just casually asking here because what had happened right before this. So I have pre-check. She doesn't.
No.
And so whenever I fly with her, I do not wait with her.
She
Like,
doesn't. She's like, I'll see you at the gate.
I
And
said-
I'm like, bye.
I'm always like this. Bye, bitch. Have fun. And I'm literally waiting there with like my fucking like Starbucks sandwich in hand, and she gets through, and I'm literally like, I've already gotten Starbucks. I've already had my little Sammy. I do this every time. I love you, but I leave you every time.
You
I
do,
do feel
and
bad.
I get it.
Every time I leave you, I do feel bad.
No, you fucking don't.
No, you don't.
You never do. You're like, bye, bitch. See
I'm
you
like,
later.
Bye, enjoy.
Yeah.
And boy, enjoy plebeian.
But also, we're going to get to the gate at the same time. So why does it fucking matter?
Because it's a status check.
It's stupid.
It's not stupid. It's fantastic.
Whatever.
Anyway, Catherine finally gets through. We go up to the desk together, and I was like, hey, like, you know, we're on this flight to our city. Like, is there an earlier flight? And she goes, let me check. Checks. And she goes, there's a flight leaving right now.
She's like, if you run fast enough and go to the gate on the other side of the airport,
You might make it.
might make it.
So I'm like walking. I'm like, okay, we're just going to walk to this gate. Like, it's chill. And then I hear flight blah, 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 leaving. This is the last call. And I was like, oh, shit.
We gotta book it.
Track star Annabelle came out to play. Like, sprinter arms. Like, full, like, straight fingers, like aerodynamic Annabelle is like running. I turn behind me. Catherine is like 50 feet behind, and I'm like, I'm leaving her.
I'm like hobbling. I'm like limping through I'm like running, but like limping at the same time. I'm in so much fucking pain, but I was like, we have to make this flight.
No,
I
we're
don't
making
care.
it. I get to the fucking gate. I am dripping. Like when we say this, it was,
I don't even think we were dripping sweat. We were dripping alcohol out of our pores.
is pouring. Tequila is pouring out of my body.
Out of us.
Probably healthy. Honestly,
We probably needed it. We needed a good cleanse.
But I show up and I'm literally like full arm on the desk, like, ma'am, please tell me we can get on the flight. And she was like so taken aback. She was like, no, like, it's okay.
You can get on.
You can get on.
Yeah.
She was like checking me in. She was like, wait, because I'm on a companion pass. Catherine's my companion because we're that official. So she was like, well, where's your companion? And I was like, she's coming. I'm literally panting. I'm like, she's coming.
She's back there.
Meanwhile, as I'm having this conversation of like getting our tickets switched over to this flight, Catherine shows up, literally heaving her like duffel bag.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. the duffel bag.
The Louis Vuitton duffel bag that was stolen from my closet.
It's now
It's gone,
Gone.
forever, I think.
but
Anyway,
we finally get on the flight. We're the last ones to board. Like, we are the last ones to get on the plane. Airplane boy just so happens to be
one of those last few
one
people.
of those last few people.
And so he saw us in the state that we were in.
Yep.
And still thought we were hot. So that's shocking.
I don't think that's a we statement. I think that's a you individual statement.
But that was probably the worst I've ever looked in my entire life. And he was still like, no, you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen.
Okay, but still hot.
Still hot.
So then we board the plane, and they're announcing, they're like, there are no seats left.
Yeah.
First
Take
one you
what
see,
you can-
take what you can get. It's a
Yeah.
full flight. So then I grabbed this seat in the second row, thinking I just like cashed out. Catherine walks to the back of the plane. I'm sitting second row, and I'm like, wow, I'm so lucky. And I'm just going to say, this experience just really solidifies Catherine's and my relationship, because what I thought was the smart move, what I thought was the lucky move, ended up being a horrific experience for me. And she lucked out like a
So
lottery
hard.
winner.
I was a lottery winner.
So I sit down, and I'm in between two older white guys.
Yeah.
And like, they're like taking over my middle seat. And I was like, ooh, this isn't as lucky as I thought.
Yeah.
Shit. We're going down the runway. We're starting to take off. And I'm like reaching up to turn on the vents. And they're like, oh, your first flight? And I was like, no, I'm just hungover as fuck. So they start coaxing me through. They're like, no, takeoff is going to be, they're touching my leg.
No,
they're like,
ew.
no, literally, I was like, get your hand up. They're like, no, sweetie, it's going to be okay. Like,
Ew.
this takeoff is going to be fine. And I literally was like, get your hands off me. The other one was trying to talk to me, then fell asleep. And his shutter on the window seat was down, and I got so disoriented because of like just being hungover, and there's turbulence, and I was like, oh my god, I'm fucking dying. I'm having a panic attack. I literally get to the point that I'm reaching over this man and throwing the shutter open 5 times. So I was like, fuck, like saying a prayer for Catherine, thinking you're going through it like I'm going through it.
No, I was having the best time of my life.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, Annabelle was having the worst time of her life in the second row. I was in the very back of the plane, last row. I'm sitting next to this guy, and he just so happens to be a linebacker signing into the NFL, which we love. And so I'm like sitting here. We haven't spoken yet. I'm sitting here like editing pictures from the trip, and he looks over at me and he goes, no, you look fire. And I was like, oh, thank you. We don't say a word. We like fall asleep. We wake up, and he was like, so did you have fun in Vegas? And I was like, I did. And so then we just start chit chatting for the entire 3 hour of flight. We're talking the entire time, no silence, just chatting away. But this man literally was love bombing the fuck out of me. Like, I don't do rosters. Like, I'm a lover boy. Like, I date to marry. I'm a relationship guy. He was like, no, like, I'm staying here for, you know, a couple months while I'm training for like NFL, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, really? Great. And he's also younger than me. So I was like, oh, okay.
also hot take, if you're a younger man going for someone that's older, I think you're a fuckboy.
No, absolutely. Like, that's fuckboy energy.
No, that's fuck boy energy.
Yes.
Like, I know some people that like date younger. I'm like, literally, if you were 2 days younger than me,
Yeah.
you're my little brother.
Yeah.
Like, you're a day younger than me, you're my little brother.
Yes.
Like, no, like, we don't
weird.
go there. That's
But he
weird.
was so large of a man. I was like, you're not little. We exchanged numbers, and I fully got off the plane with this man. And Annabelle's like, oh, and you're on the phone and you're like, Catherine's fully getting off the plane with a man.
Yeah. I'm like updating my boyfriend. I'm like, as they're like 20, 30 feet away, I'm like, Trent, I really think she's getting off the plane with a man right now. I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going on?
So then I introduced you guys, and I'm like, hi, this is blah, blah, blah. And you were like, oh,
Airplane boy.
Airplane boy.
This is Airplane
I was like,
boy.
oh, you were like, oh, nice to meet you.
Shake his hand, and I was like, of course. This motherfucker. We literally get off the plane from Vegas, and she already has another man. I was like, what the fuck is my life? I was like, what is going on here?
You're like, that checks.
And I was like, meanwhile, I was getting stroked by like fucking 50-year-old men trying to like calm me down while I'm literally having a panic attack and sweating through my seat.
Yeah.
You're falling in love, whatever.
Yeah, like,
I
it's
was like,
fine. I
it's
did it for
fine.
the bit. I was like, even if I never see this guy again, I was like, I don't even care. I was like, it was a fun bit.
It
Like,
made
was
the
fun.
flight worth it.
It made
was
worth
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And we weren't even supposed to be on it. And so it's
No.
just so funny.
We fully make plans to hang out, which was shocking because I thought I was never going to see this guy again.
No, it's hilarious.
It's funny. So I was like, oh, well, I'll do it for the bit. We planned a date or whatever. It was like a day. We got lunch, and it was cute. And then he was like, no, like, let's get dinner tonight. And I was like, okay, bet.
And he lives like two hours away.
2 hours away. And he was like, well, I don't really know the city that well. You pick a restaurant. I'll make the reservation and let's go. And I said, great. He leaves and I fully get ready. Hair, makeup, dressed up. I am like, I'm looking so good. And I'm like, okay, yes, let's go to dinner. I'm so excited.
And we're expecting the bare minimum.
From this man.
He's
also,
young.
Yeah.
And we're like,
I was like, I'm not really expecting much. I'm like, I'm doing it for the bit. I'm like, whatever. All of a sudden, it hits the time that we're supposed to be leaving for dinner. And he's just not here, not showing up. And I'm like, okay. I texted him and he was like, oh, I got pulled over. I'm so sorry. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. Sends a picture of him getting pulled over. And I'm zooming in. Also, I'm the FBI, so I investigate everything.
The FBI.
I investigate everything. I zoom in. I'm like screenshotting it. I'm like looking up to see how the picture was taken and what time. And I'm like, okay. I look at this picture and I'm like, hold on. Your car is not white. It's blue.
Why is your mirror framed in white?
I'm like, okay, so that picture is fully fake. I don't believe you. And so by that point, I was like, you're being sketchy. I'm going to ghost you. I'm good. Like, I'll take myself to dinner. Because I was like fully dressed, hair, makeup done already. I was like, well, my friends are busy tonight. I look fucking hot. I got to go somewhere. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to one of my favorite restaurants, get dinner, myself, get a drink, sit at the bar, and have a good fucking time just myself because I look hot and I can.
And I'm not going to waste an outfit.
No.
Here's my thing is like makeup is so expensive.
It takes so long. Like my foundation alone's like $75 a bottle.
Like, I'm not wasting that on your ass.
Hell no.
Don't wait around for men or friends that give zero effort.
And so I go out to my favorite restaurant, get dinner, get myself an espresso martini. I'm sitting there having the best time. I'm going over like our podcast stuff. I'm like actually kind of working at dinner. I'm like, okay, this is productive. I like this.
A working dinner.
A working dinner.
Oh, I love it.
It's a business dinner for me.
Wow, we should have business expense that.
I know.
Wow.
It's a business expense. Then at this dinner, I kind of see some people from across the restaurant. And they recognize me and they're like, oh, hey, like, come on over. And I'd already finished eating at that point. And they're like, hey, like, we're going across the street to get some drinks. Do you want to join? And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was like, great. This night turned out to be way better than it probably would have been. And so then I get drinks with these people and they're so fun. And then one of the guys I was in the group, he was like, oh, like, why are you at dinner by yourself? And I was like, it's a long story. He was like, oh, like, you know, you shouldn't be at dinner by yourself. You're way too beautiful to do that. And so he was like, well, are you single? And I was like, I am. And he was like, you know what? I have just the guy for you. He was like, let me give you his Instagram. And I said, great.
So Catherine literally turned around the situation of one guy giving zero effort into literally another date with another person, and like that's the most incredible turnaround. Like that's Playgirl as fuck.
It was. Nothing ever happened with me and the guy that he introduced me to, but it was just so crazy how
you turned it around.
I turned it around and I met new people, and it was kind of like networking situation because all the people that I was with, I was like, oh yeah, I have a podcast, and like they were hyping me up,
and some of them were in the entertainment industry, so it was like a whole thing.
End of the story. If people are being shitty, don't rely on them. Just, you know, make the best of it. Cut your losses and be independent and do your own thing and stop waiting around for other people.
Because like, here's the thing is like, Playgirls will never waste a good outfit.
Never.
And good makeup.
Never.
And good hair on useless friends or men.
Never.
That is the fucking end all be all period.
Yes. Because what was I going to do? Sit at home alone and just take off my makeup and go to bed? No, that's boring. No. I'm going to go have a good night by myself. I don't care.
Take yourself out.
Date yourself.
Date your fucking self.
Yes.
So actually, that takes us into Plays of the Week.
Plays of the Week.
Play of the Week.
Plays of the Week.
Play. Wow, my knee just popped like a motherfucker. Play of this week is date your fucking self.
Date yourself, especially if you're right out of a relationship or if you're just not ready to date people yet. I think it's so important to just focus on yourself, date yourself, heal yourself first before you experience other people, because you need to be good on your own first.
Fully.
You know what I mean?
Because it's like setting the scene of like Carmen is out on a date and she's like, wow, this man is like, or this person is like not giving me the energy I need. This person is being flaky. This person is like not giving me the validation I need. This doesn't feel like a good situation. Don't go on the fucking date.
No,
bail.
like, don't go.
Bail, baby.
Just
like
bail. I'm at the point in my life where I am not going to waste my time on anybody. If your vibe is off or I just don't really like you that much, like I'm not going to waste my time on you. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd rather just like be by myself, honestly.
No,
because
but, like,
I'm so much happier that way.
I'm going to enjoy this dinner way better
Yes.
in my own peace than I am with you.
Yes. At 1,000%.
It's that. So date yourself. I fully had like, I was in college trying to find out who the fuck my friends were going to be for the next 4 years.
Right.
And I had plans with these girls and they fully like didn't show up. And I was like, okay, yes, I feel like really embarrassed right now. Like I feel really alone.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that on the shoulder and be like, I'm going to turn this fucking around. So then I took myself to a bar
Yep.
alone.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to do 3 lap minimum. And then if that doesn't work, take your sorry ass home. 3rd lap, ran into some friends, made best friends with them.
Oh, love.
Ran into then another group of people that I knew. Ran into another group of people that I knew.
Love.
And
It just
literally snowballed into like this fantastic night that I was like, wow, I dragged myself out like feeling like shit.
Yes.
Feeling like so rejected from like friends that I thought I was going to have. And I was like, wow, I made new friends.
And that's my favorite thing too. I feel like the unplanned nights, like whenever you don't know what's going to go on, are the best nights ever.
The night is so unknown that it could go in 500
So many
directions
different
and you
ways.
don't know what direction that's going to be.
Yep.
And that's really exciting. Like that's so exciting to be alone in a city and being like, I can make the best of this for myself.
Absolutely.
And that's so fucking independent and freeing that like women, I feel like especially need to experience that is because like I feel like we rely on so much on like friends being there for us.
We
We
really
rely
do.
on like a guy
Guys,
being there for
yep.
like we rely on so much shit being there for us.
But you have to be there for yourself at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wait, bring them into the shot. That's cute.
Also, date yourself, because if you ever are like, oh, my man never buys me flowers, buy yourself some fucking flowers.
Trader
Like
Joe's, bitch.
Miley Cyrus, buy yourself some fucking flowers. I have said so many times to past relationships that white roses are my favorite flower, and they never fucking get me white roses. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy myself some white roses.
As
because
you fucking should.
date yourself. I'm independent. I don't need any man to buy me some fucking flowers.
Wait, hold on. Give that to me really quick. Really quick. I have a point to make. So imagine this, but it's cheese sticks.
Stop! No.
She's yelling,
A full
Annabelle,
I
found cheese. And it's literally this, but cheese sticks.
No, literally.
So literally, if you want to find your way to Catherine's heart, it's white roses.
White
and-
roses and cheese sticks.
So you really just like white sticks.
I mean,
Maybe we drank too much.
in my apartment group chat, is anyone into fish by chance? I have a beta and a 5-gallon tank that I'm looking to find a new home.
Ew. Actually, can I tell you a horror story? Can I tell you a horror story really quick? So, I was in like 1st grade.
Okay.
My mom bought me a beta fish.
I had a beta fish too. His name was Mr. Fish.
Oh, original.
Also,
Wait, can I finish my story? Thank you. Okay, so for beta fish, I had a beta fish growing up. It was the first beta fish I ever had.
so why are those fish kind of ugly?
They're beautiful. Are you kidding me? Beta fish are beautiful. I had like, mine had like fire, like it was like red with like blue stripes. It was a beautiful fish.
I feel like they're ugly because they're like cheap and you can find them at Walmart. So I'm like, ugh, you know, it's like the Coach, not the Coach, but like the Michael Kors of fish. But like, I want like a fucking like marlin. Like I want like a fucking swordfish, you know? Like I want like a fat, expensive fish.
Maybe we drank too much.
So my poor fish, my cheap fish story. Mine
Go
was
on.
Mine was
They're fine fish.
Thank you. Mine was beautiful. And this is a very scarring story, and you're making light of my very scarring story.
How long did it live?
So I'm getting to that, if you would listen. So my beta fish, I wanted it to sleep next to me because it's my first fish. And so I put it on my bedside table. But my mom said, no, pop the lid just so it doesn't feel trapped. So I like pop the lid open. I wake up.
It's gone?
So excited to see my fish, my beta fish, my first fish I've ever had, and I've wanted one for so long. And I turn over to my bedside table, and there's nothing. It's empty. It's literally a cup of empty water. And we had a cat at the time.
No.
And I wake up screaming. I was like, my fish is gone. The cat took my fucking fish. I'm so upset. I'm so angry. I go back into my room after yelling at the cat. The fish is fully on my ground because beta fish jump. So when my mom said to pop the lid off, it literally jumped out of the water
It suffocated
in
to
my
death.
sleep and died next to me.
Oh, that's tragic, babe.
Trauma. So I don't fuck with fish anymore.
Like, what's the point of a fish? You can't cuddle them.
Like, actually, what's the point of a fucking fish?
literally. Like, for
No
what?
point.
Literally
For
for
what?
what?
Anyway, so Playgirl problems that really took a turn.
Okay, so we had some write-ins this week. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we did.
We had some write-ins.
But if you want to write in next week, write into questions at playgirlplaybook.com.
Okay. Hi, Playgirls. Love you.
Love you too.
Okay, so one of my best friends, we'll call her Dr. G. She's hot. She's 30. She's a tiny little snatched bod.
Ooh,
and
love.
she's a doctor.
Playgirl already.
She has gotten back into dating after ending a 10-year relationship. Baby girl is clueless. One, we need outfit advice for her because it's giving Forever 21 and Justice had a baby. Frankly, it's been man repellent at the bars. Just needs some staples she can add to her closet for first dates and nights out. 2, the last man she went on a date with stole her credit card after they hooked up and took his boys out with it, and she's still obsessed with him. We've tried everything, but his love bombing and apologies, and apparently good dick, may be overpowering us, telling her to fucking run. We are all in dire need of a pep talk for this bitch. Hashtag save Dr. G.
Okay, Dr. G, girl, let's chat.
Let's chat, baby.
Let's talk about shopping. I'd say like Free People.
Love Free People.
Free People is like a great place to start.
I also really love Zara. Zara is a good place to shop for really good basics, but also classy.
Spicy clothes.
Spicy, but also classy at the same time. I love Zara.
Like, I know that's like fast fashion, but like it's kind of like it can give for a while.
Yes.
Like it really can.
Yeah. I also really love Jaded London.
No,
I
put you onto that.
You put me
I
on
put
Jaded
you onto
London.
that.
And I literally now, whenever I look at Jaded London, I'm like, oh,
my big thing about them is like if you want a statement piece,
yes.
perfect. You want a statement top, statement pants, like their statement jeans are statementing.
Yes.
They put the period on everything. Like it is such a good place to get like standout shit from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second part of that is the credit card.
Babe, what are we doing? If you just hooked up with this guy and he's already stealing your credit card and showing you that he doesn't respect you or care much about you, why are you still with him?
You're a doctor, babe. Like, you know more than any man you fucking talk to. You're a smart, intelligent woman that knows, like, a lot about the world. Date better.
Date better. There's so many other guys out there that would be thankful to
have you.
To even be in your presence. You do not need that man. I don't care what he looks like. I don't care how good his dick is. You can do better.
Yes.
You need to move on.
Like, don't be dickmatized. Like, you said the sex was good. Don't fucking care.
Don't care.
You can date somebody with better dick.
Yeah.
With smarter dick. Like,
Yes.
you can date somebody that is, like, your quality of human and doesn't... I'm sorry, stealing your credit card, that's
wild. Also illegal. Report him to the police.
also report it.
Fraud. He can go to jail.
I think put him in jail.
Yes.
I think
Put him in jail.
have some text receipts of him taking your card, literally screenshot that shit, send it into the police, and he's in jail for the night.
And don't feel bad about it. You can do better.
Date
you're
better.
30,
You're
you're
worth better.
hot. Date around until you find the right person who compliments you, respects you. Do not settle for anyone.
And if you don't find better, date yourself.
Date yourself.
Date your fucking
Yes.
self. And you're a doctor, so you can take yourself out to some nice restaurants. Treat yourself.
Okay. Next one.
All right, question number 2. I used to be close friends with these girls, and now that I moved away, I'm the only one that tries to keep a friendship. I'll message and support their endeavors. I don't receive a message back or any support. Do I keep trying to be friends or just completely cut them off? What do I do?
That's rough.
Here's my take. So I've had friends from multiple walks of life.
Yeah.
So I've had one of my best friends, literally shout out Hannah, love you to death. Like you've been my best friend since I was literally like in 7th grade, like middle school.
forever.
Yeah. And so like, here's my thing is like, I've had long distance friendships my entire whole life. There's so much effort you have to put into those friendships and it will never ever feel 50-50.
Never.
Just like a dating relationship, it's never ever going to be 50-50 of like effort. You're going to sometimes have to give more and then they give more and then you give more and like it just bounces back and forth.
Yeah.
Because if it's been long enough, those friendships are worth keeping around like for the long haul. However, if they never give,
then it's like you can only put in so much effort. Like I feel like I have also experienced this with like a hometown friend that I'm not friends with anymore. Like whenever I moved to a different city than she was in, I felt like I was the only one putting in effort to go see her.
yeah.
Whenever also we weren't that far away from each other. Like it was, you could still drive. You know what I mean?
It's drivable.
And I felt like I was putting in all the effort and I wasn't getting much back. And of course, like we're adults, like life gets busy. But if you constantly feel like you're the only one putting in the effort and you keep getting nothing and nothing back, it's exhausting. And then it's like you kind of have to think to yourself, is this something that's worth keeping? You know what I mean? And it's just kind of shitty, but I feel like you do grow apart from people at the end of the day, and that's okay.
It's like that line that's like sometimes you're friends for a reason, friends for a season, or friends for a lifetime.
Absolutely.
If it is really a friendship that like you're like, no, this is like friend for a lifetime. Like I'm not okay with the fact that I'm putting in this much effort and they're giving me nothing. Then you need to address it.
Yeah.
You need to be like, yo, I'm putting in all this fucking effort. I keep reaching out to you. I keep flying to you. I keep doing all this shit. You're giving me nothing. Then it's like, you need to vocalize that.
And also,
you know?
if you constantly feel like you're the only one reaching out and the other person isn't, you're like, okay, let me stop reaching out and see how long it takes for the other person to reach out. And if they never do, it's like, okay, well, I see where we stand.
One of my other friends, I thought the other day, I was like, holy shit, we haven't talked in a while. And I was like, oh my God, it's because she hasn't called me. And I was like, I need to fucking reach out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like that's on me.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. And so I reached out to her immediately. You have to take responsibility as a person that hasn't reached out and accept like, maybe you've been shitty.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that. Like
Acknowledge
acknowledge
it.
you've been the shitty friend. I think with friendships like that, and especially when you've been the one that moved away and your friends are still in the same place, it is really fucking hard because their lives continue on. I've been there. Like, that's fucking hard.
Yeah.
To watch life continue without you with
It is.
friends that you had that you were a part of.
Just be upfront and be like, hey, like, are we still good?
Yeah.
You know, and if they still don't reach out, then bye.
I mean, then it's just like you understood the message and
I
like
get it, you know?
sometimes like friendships don't last. I mean,
Yeah. And that's okay, you know?
That's
Make
okay.
new friends.
you move forward.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll close it out on a kind of serious
Yeah,
note.
like we got a little
deep. Playgirls got a little deep, but anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode of the Playgirl Playbook. Date your fucking selves.
Date yourself, be independent, be hot. You're a bad bitch.
Do not waste a good outfit or good makeup on some shitty situation. Date your fucking self.
Date yourself. Have a good night. See you next week, bitches.
Bye.